being able to connect with people from other generations really helps to also just notice that generation isn't like a block for people and for solving problems or finding solutions, but it's actually more a connection. If we don't support that well, it's going to take longer for us to actually solve problems.
Experts tend to develop over time a bit of tunnel vision. They develop as to really understanding of certain subject matter. And they lose a bit of that peripheral vision. I think experts also lose that imagination about what could be that future, what should be that future.
We cannot solve the problems with the same thinking that created them. Young people are not only tomorrow's leaders, but they are the ones who will actually deal with what the consequences of what we do or what we don't do today.
Our generation has so many great ideas, solutions that can really create a difference, but our voices are many a time silenced.
There's just a certain perspective that we have, and when that's coupled with knowledge, it's something really powerful that can be widespread and really helpful.
There would be so many new solutions, ways and paths that would be created to impact our future and for all the following generations as well.
I think intergenerational collaboration is obvious and it's important, but we don't do it enough.
It just makes sense to put a bunch of people together, people that are going to inherit the planet and people that have been there working on some solutions at a large scale, because there is where the true synergy happens.
We are fortunate to have in front of us a generation that is much more socially, economically, ethically and democratically engaged, committed and conscious than my generation.
It's an opportunity to look at things in a different way, and this younger generation has an entirely new set of experiences, especially through their expertise with social media, that we can learn from too.
This is a privilege that actually the ones that are coming after us to drive the next cycle of our humanity, our society, are so well equipped for that.
So I think something that's really special about the Villars Institute is that it really is intergenerational. And you see that even throughout meals and just in the hallways, where people from all different generations and also all different disciplines are talking and interacting, which I think is quite unique.
Typically when you go to these conferences, it's a bit more surprising that you're, like me, 16 years old, doing these things or going to these conferences, but here it's sort of normalized and even celebrated, which is something that I think is really powerful.
One of the things that surprised me the most is how interactive these sessions are. We get to actually ask our questions.
This is the first time in my long life of attending international meetings that I have been with so many intelligent, energetic young people. So I feel much more optimistic at the end of this week than I had before, that the generation which will take over from us and is now starting its journey with us is going to be capable to fix these issues.
We need the creativity of youth matching with the experience, right, of professionals in some degree, if we're really going to get to this kind of solutions we need that we haven't thought of before.
I've realized that anyone, no matter how young you are, can stand up. As long as you have the courage to stand up and act and do something, you can solve the climate crisis if you want.
It's really hard to make change locally and globally just as one person. But now being here with so many passionate other fellows and hearing from the world leaders that really want us to be able to create a sustainable environment is really inspiring, and I'm very thankful to be here.
I knew that we had some say, but I just never really realized how many people there were, how many experts and leaders in their fields there were that were willing to listen to us and wanted to hear what we wanted to say.